Hello everyone and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. We had a small audio issue during the first few minutes of this recording. Not too much was missed. Basically, we were picking up where we left off at the end of the last session. Summer Tabedra has come into the Bear's Lodge to confront Caleb over what she sees as her birthright, and Caleb is refusing to back down, but the party is attempting to negotiate a diplomatic ending to this conflict rather than one of violence like Summer is seeking. That is pretty much immediately where we're picking back up, and I will let you guys get right back to the regular audio. Kind of bunches it in the back like she does when she's working, seeming to try and get herself into a more organized headspace. Fine. You want to play the game? We'll play. But you're going to have that thrown over my dead body.
That's not necessary, is it?
I would prefer to do this. I would prefer this to be peaceful. Killing is what Father wanted me to do. I'm trying to do things differently.
I have the support of the nobility. And with Laup gone, I also have the support of the traditional. I'm older than you, and I'm the only biological child. They'll never accept you as their king.
Well, I have the support of most of the people who make up most of this place. And, thanks to Zephyr, I seemingly have the support of the military. And, most importantly, I have the ring.
What'd you offer her?
We found a. Oh, yeah, no, I don't know that. Sorry.
You have to be lying. I've been trying to find a cure for this for months. I haven't made any progress.
We know someone who made a lot of progress.
Tuco kind of gives her a smile and points gestures to himself as well as to Lucian. We've discovered a way.
Lucian just kind of gives a thumbs up.
She seems somehow even angrier and more slighted, with both her pride as queen and her pride as a chemist on the line.
They did have help. If it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, but we, and she'll gesture at the two, have been working on it for a very long time. So I mean, don't take that from us either.
So that's it then. You bribe Mother with Father's life on the line. Organize a military coup to kill me and the rest of your family if we get in your way.
Well, we hardly want to kill the rest of
My
you.
last resort.
Yeah, definitely don't want to kill you. I like you.
This seems to almost trigger a light bulb in her head, and her gaze falls on What's-is, and she gives you a bright smile, suddenly way too calm and friendly, and starts to take a few steps towards you, What's-is. As I recall, before the ball, you said you were interested in courting me, Colonel. And she kind of whines.
General.
Oh. And she winds a few of her hairs around her fingers, seeming like she's trying to pass off as playful, even though she's still a mess and clearly was super pissed just a minute ago.
Yeah, Tuco in the background, he's just doing a little Disney princess skips around the hall area. Oh, look at me, aren't I so pretty and convincing?
You can see a few Tabadrons covering their mouths so that Summer doesn't see them smirking at it.
Caleb is gonna be like, Summer, what is it that you really want?
It's obvious, isn't it? She wants power and control.
What if
She
I
wants.
was
She doesn't want to
make you
feel
some
weak.
assurances?
Elaborate.
What if I... I've been thinking about it a lot, and with my plans to go after the Concord, it would not do for me to have to be stuck here all the time. I will need someone to keep things going in my stead. And I could probably use someone who, obviously, if you've wanted it so much, you've probably done a lot of studying. You may be very valuable as an advisor. Someone to help me unravel these mysteries. And I think you, and I think you would definitely earn a lot of sway in that regard. Not to mention a sizable compensation for your contributions.
She stops and does seem to admittedly consider it for a moment. Roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion.
Ooh.
All right, come
Yeah,
on.
could I give him a little guidance? Just reach over and just be like, "Yeah, Caleb has a point," and just kind of
Yeah, I'll allow
give
that.
him a little boost.
Roll persuasion, you may add a d4 to the result.
Do I have
And can I
40?
try to give him advantage?
How do you wish to do so?
Going back to her whole attempt to try to flirt with me to get
Is he gonna try to
into
flirt with
power. Well, he's going to pretty much, and once we've taken care of the Concord, and Caleb returns here, I am still interested in courting you. So
her? His
there's
plans
always
currently
that.
are he's going to have control of his entire kingdom.
This does admittedly get her to smile, although it's more the smirk of someone who's about to get what she wants more than there's any love in it. Yeah, I'll allow that. Caleb, you get advantage.
All right, advantage, and I got a D4.
Yep.
Do I get advantage on the D4?
No, unfortunately.
I don't have that much power.
I might not need it. Okay, so
Yeah,
19 plus my persuasion, which is plus 6. So
So,
that's what?
15?
That's 27, and then the D4. That's going to be another 3, so that's going to be 19 plus 9, so that's going to be 28.
All right.
Nice. Teamwork.
Go on.
No, I was just saying teamwork.
She considers for a moment. Co-regent. I'm not a vizier.
I would be willing to allow it, just as long as I have assurances that you won't try to poison your co-regent. If I assure that I won't try to slit my co-regent's throat.
She smirks and doesn't give you an answer, but given that she doesn't rise to your threat either, you assume that's something close to an agreement. And turns to you, and as soon as we ascend, we are announcing that we're getting married.
Ooh. Lucy is just like, I love weddings.
That sounds good to me.
You can see Tuco looking at him like, you poor fuck.
As long as I don't get poisoned either.
Again, she doesn't respond, she just smiles. And a union between the thieves and the soldiers. What is the world coming to?
And hey, in my efforts, we have also formed an alliance with the barbarians.
Yeah.
Sun Dragon.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kinda
saving her
dating
kingdom kind of does that.
And dating the queen, looking at Lucy.
Lucy gives a wave.
Well, you're all ascending above your station, aren't you?
Oh, she kind of looks a little shy about that.
That's politics for you.
Fine. I'll accept your terms if you accept mine.
So you shall be co-regent, and whenever Gil gets his throne, you can go there, and I will take full control here, and we'll have an alliance with so many people, and we will be the best.
She crosses her arms and seems satisfied, although she glances over all of you. And although, word of advice, I would have done this myself, but I am basically making medicine for Father around the clock, so I barely leave the castle these days. But there's still that curse to deal with. I'm sure you guys have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was on the agenda.
Yep.
And
Where
the
was
I
other
was
sister.
but I was waiting for your entrance.
She does that kind of visible, like, she wants to take the bait and start yelling at you, but she, like, kind of calms herself down. And my advice is that you deal with that as soon as possible. As I said, your ascension is not going to be popular, and I would hate to spoil our shared regency. And she kind of grits her teeth. With an angry mob trying to take your head for violating tradition. Alleviating them of their curse is sure to put you in the goodwill of the people even more than you already are. Between that and me putting in a good word for you with the nobility and traditionals, we should have a smooth ascension without any rivals. If you try to ascend while the curse is still active, somebody might beat you to it. I hear they're hiring witch hunters and adventurers in the area to try and figure out what's going on. If they solve it first, we're going to have rivals that are going to try and take us both down.
Very
No
well.
worries. The witch hunter
Do
they
you have you learned
has no
anything about
ideas
this
yet.
curse, co-regent?
All right, yeah, one person at a time. What's this?
Sorry. I was just saying that the witch hunter that they hired doesn't have any clue what's happening yet either.
He doesn't yet. And Caleb, in response to you, she actually gives a proud smile and, much like your two friends, and she nods to Tuco and Lucian, I'm something of a scientist myself. Because of that, I'm one of the only people that Mother lets near Father. So because of that, I've been privy to some of his babble.
I'm guessing there was some useful information.
Maybe. To Badra Farms. And she grabs one of the bottles
There's a
from the
name that
shelf.
comes up.
Yazdu kind of taking a step back. She gives a nod. We used to be farmers back before we were thieves. That's where Mother and Father met. You've heard the stories, haven't you? Nobody who goes there ever comes back.
Yes, and I've heard rumors that the king and queen made some kind of deal with something.
I suspect, given the nature of the poisonings, that it may have something to do with this concord you all are dealing with.
I think that is a reasonable assumption.
I would not doubt that.
Also, we learned that it is likely a magic, this curse, not something physical. And probably a very powerful magic at that.
She gives a nod. Indeed. They asked me to take a look at the first few victims, but it's magic. I'm a chemist, not an alchemist. But, and she looks to Lucian and What's-His with a broad grin. As I recall from our last attempt to poison you, you happen to have some traveling companions who are resistant to sleeping magic.
Right. So what exactly are you proposing?
I'm going to need time to spread the word. And if what Mother says is true and you've found someone who can cure Father, he's likely going to take some time to get here anyway. My advice, head out to Debater Farms and see what you can find. And if we're lucky and you can take care of whatever's causing this curse to be spreading, well, unless you want to be sharing a bedroom for our entire regency, you might want to get that dealt with before you end up sleeping for a little too long.
Fair enough. I did plan on dealing with it. I just wanted to make sure things were settled here.
I think they're as settled as they're going to get unless Laup comes back.
Yes, that would be unfortunate.
She gives a smirk, but I doubt it. Eat's not really one to let go of their victims once they have them.
Yeah, I heard
Wait.
that's... Wait, did Caleb
go.
hear about that?
Yeah, this was discussed while you guys were on the way to the city.
I heard about that. Don't know what he was thinking, trying to make a deal with that demon.
Information.
She nods. He knows magic. He used to be a god of wisdom back before the war.
You know, it would have been helpful to have him to help deal with his curse.
Well, unfortunately, our best royal curse breaker is gone to the wind, and I deal with science, not magic.
Caleb's
But-
gonna look to Lucian. Lucian, you do magic, right? You okay? I, as co-regent, declare you the new kingdom curse breaker.
She was very, very, very surprised. Thanks.
Because the
Let's
old one
break a
left.
curse first.
Oh, I will. Believe me.
Well, then, best of luck, adventurers.
I guess
And-
you'll stay here and keep working on your cure for our other curse.
Yeah.
The elf says that she knows something that can help. Her and I are going to try an experiment tonight.
Well, don't do anything stupid. And if you need help, please.
Didn't the elf come with her?
Yes, but she's been staying out of the argument. She's just standing off in the crowd, kind of watching what's going down.
Do I see
Yes.
her?
Yeah.
Do I
Caleb's gonna look
recognize
to
her?
Lucian. Speaking of that, I think there is one more issue we might need to settle before our rise. What can we... Do you have any ambitions? He looks to the elf.
Haleli kind of quirks a brow beneath her cloak, and... Oh, I haven't the foggiest. I was a soldier first, second, and last. I'm just glad I have a cause to fight for, that's all that matters to me. I'm not really one for giving orders. I'm just one for following them.
Yes, well, I heard you did have a grudge of sorts.
Well, I suppose it's to be expected. You murdered the man I loved more than anything.
Yes. And I don't feel quite right leaving that unresolved. So, what is it I can do to make up for that?
Other than dying.
Yes, other than that. Unfortunately, I cannot comply with that one.
She contemplates for a moment before nodding and kind of crossing her arms. I think, well, Wicker always told me that the greatest revenge was a life well lived. So I think as long as both of us live happy but separate lives, I will consider that more than fair.
Very well. I think that can be arranged, and if you even want, I can assure that you will have. I can assure that it will be comfortable for you.
And,
Oh,
and
you're.
if you want to go back to Gyogre, I can give you a better position in the army when I
Oh,
remake it.
I'm not welcome to return, I'm afraid.
Yes, but I'm going to be in
Well,
charge soon. Not my dad.
and if
There's
you're
going to be
not
a lot of
comfortable,
changes.
if you're not comfortable going back to Gyogre, we could always talk to Aggie and see if maybe she has a position for you.
Blech. I've no interest in joining a human army.
Uh, if there's any position you would like, I think it's the least I owe you.
Hilali gives a smile, or you assume that, judging by the crinkling of her eyes beneath the baklava. Be well on your journey. Make it home safe. That's all I ask.
Very well.
Your sister and I will do our best to cure your father's ailment. We encountered a few of the monsters this infection turns you into during our travels, so I have a bit of exposure and knowledge of the stuff.
Just whatever you do, don't let the blood get into you in any form or fashion.
Oh, aye?
Yeah, it's really bad. You
It-
just
Even
don't
And
do
a
it
it.
drop,
doesn't take much.
even a drop can be enough to turn you into one of those things.
Lucian gives a shudder.
Even it scratching you with its inky claws could be enough.
And what happens to the infected?
Well,
You die.
Never quite
There-
die.
considering this ran, from what we understand, in a random encounter, the most likely situation is you turn into one of those beasts. Either when you die or possibly even on the spot. There's a very slight chance that you might not turn into a monster immediately, in which case congratulations, that would mean you are stable with whoever just melted with you.
But you're still not the same. You're then a mix of yourself and them. And a new mind is made.
Seems like the
Fascinating.
Concord created this as some ill-advised way of creating immortality.
Oh, the things you mortals have to do to achieve what we comes to ourselves naturally. Sad, honestly.
I mean,
Even
even
elves
what
can
is
be killed.
yeah,
They're talking
yeah.
complete immortality.
Hmm.
Apparently, I
Not
was
just
mean-
killed.
complete.
Yeah, and I died as well.
The kind of immortality that even elves dream of having.
She kind of nods slowly, and thanks for the advice. Don't worry, I'll be right careful.
Good, because
Well,
even
I'm
if it
glad
does
that we were able to-
succeed, it doesn't work. The body
And-
still rejects it.
And if you come up dry, and after we're done figuring out what is going on with this curse, I'm sure Tuka and I would be glad to give you a hand.
I'm glad that this situation was able to be dealt with peacefully. As I said, the other option is what Father wanted me to choose, so I wanted to try and choose for myself.
Oh, I'm more than ready to leave a life of violence behind. Summer kind of rolls her eyes, and if this is what it takes, it's what it takes. You, and she snaps her fingers to Miezdu. Give me some of the cider. Miezdu kind of nervously slides her the Tebadra Farm cider she had grabbed earlier, and she just takes the bottle and just starts walking towards the exit, not even paying for it.
You said it was worth 5 gold, right?
Yes.
I will pass me as do 5 gold.
He kind of gives you a grateful nod.
Makes you feel any better, Watsus. I'll repay you out of the treasury.
Yeah, no worries. I'm pretty well off at the moment.
At the moment.
Eh, I'll
I
have my
guess
own
after.
treasury soon.
Sorry.
Haleli stays behind for a little bit as Summer makes her way towards the exit and prepares to leave. She kind of stares at all of you for a moment before. So, you intend to take on your sister's advice and see about if Tabadra Farms has the answer to this curse?
Well, seems like we have to. We have to deal with this
Yeah.
problem if we're going to deal with other problems.
Do you know where we should start?
Major forms. It's pretty obvious.
Well, I mean, duh, but I mean, do we know where that is?
It's just northeast of here. But I passed through the area once while I was traveling with the Ichor Beasts. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. It lulls you. Makes you want nothing more than to crawl into bed and never get back out.
Oh, so you mean like every day?
Something like that.
Including us
Well, at least the
elves.
elves don't need to sleep.
No, we don't sleep, we meditate, but
I was the only one who was
Never mind.
immune. That's the only reason our mercenary company survived that day. We just walked across the border to try and find a place to rest for the night, and everyone dropped like a sack of rocks. I had to drag them back across the boundary, and they woke right back up like nothing had happened.
You weren't able to wake them up inside the boundary?
She shakes her head. Every time I tried, they just went right back down. 5 more minutes, they said.
I wonder if there's an opposite of the sleep spell.
I think you're thinking of coffee.
Oh God, I miss coffee.
I still have the supplies, we just don't know how to make it.
I know.
Well, best of luck to all of you then.
Wait, you know how to make coffee?
I've heard of some recipes from abroad back during my military days.
I make you a deal. I bought 2 jugs of coffee beans. You can keep one for yourself if you tell her how to make it.
She kind of glances to Lucian and kind of looks her up and down. I'm not sure that's the best idea, that.
Why?
Okay, then tell me it. Because I'm going to need it. They don't need it. They don't sleep.
No,
Oh.
but I like coffee.
Oh, that seems perfectly reasonable, little brother. And she kind of approaches you and whispers
Gives
in
me
your...
a rundown of how to make coffee.
Yeah, she kind of gives you the basic run-through of the process.
Oh, that makes sense.
Ah, rather obvious when you think about it. Even a fool could do it.
Lucian very visibly scowls.
I got a feeling she was more putting that one towards Gil. Slash what's his.
Now, the one piece of this puzzle I've yet to put together is you. And she points to Tuco.
Also,
I don't
by the way,
remember
I'm gonna go get food real quick.
Good. I don't recall seeing you in Sunspot that day. You new here?
I'm a bit new to the party, yeah? I'm a doctor.
So I've been told. Word is you've made progress on curing this ichor infection.
Word is in fact true. Well, with enough time, enough finagling, I intend to end this.
Well, then I wish you the best of luck, Dr.
Slitherite. But you can just call me Tuco.
Slitherite. She kind of looks around to see if anyone's paying attention, which by this point, with the princess having left, nobody's really paying her much mind. You're an underling, aren't you?
At that, Tuco kind of gives her a look. Huh. So you know.
My leader, Captain Uraloki. In Elvish, we call them Narmalone. Do you know what that means?
Does he?
Do you speak Elvish?
Let me check.
You do not. So no,
We'll
you
see
do.
if he does.
You are not familiar with that term.
Okay.
Do I
you
hear
guys
it? Could I maybe
know?
could I translate for him?
Yeah, that's fine. Lucian, anyone here who speaks Elvish, you will know Nyarmalone translates to rat lover.
At that, Tuco just kind of gives her a look. Ah, cheeky names.
Not as bad as it sounds. He was actually rather fond of your people.
Ah, was he now?
He taught me to see the world a little differently, he did.
Yeah, he gives a smile at that. Hopefully for the better.
She gives a slow nod. The rest of you didn't know much about her relationship with the general and the rest of the mercenaries, but you obviously know they were rather close. He was a deserter too. Left before I did. Reason he deserted was, he thought it wasn't right how we treated your people.
You can see
Well, there's a
Tuco's
lot of things we
expression
don't do right.
just kind of fall like into a sad smile. Well, that does bring some comfort at least.
He was a good man. The world is worse off without him.
I'd have to agree with you. It's interesting wandering around these places, being surrounded by people who don't know. Just assume I'm a halfling.
Probably for the best.
Oh, indeed, it makes my job so much easier.
Oh,
He
that I
gives
bet
a
it
wink.
does. She kind of smirks beneath the baklava. Given that she was a soldier herself, she seems to be on a similar up and up to you. Well, it's good to see that the brood survived even without him. Honestly, I was worried that with the lieutenant gone, might just lead some forces down into the Underdark.
Tuco kind of gives her a knowing look and just, if they'd come down to meet us, we'd rip them to shreds. You know how we respond to threats.
Share numbers.
There's not that many of us left. Not enough to take out them.
Aye, we ain't the power we used to be.
But I'm going to change that.
It's funny. Your father's saying the same thing, so I hear.
Yes, but he's going about it the wrong way. He thinks it's all about elves. We need more than elves. We need everyone.
You know, if you hadn't murdered him, you probably would have gotten along with the lieutenant.
He did start it. All y'all had to do is just let us go instead of trying to rob us blind.
She
We did
scowls
give
a
y'all
little
the
bit.
opportunity to let us go.
That you did, Colonel. Well, I'll see you fellas around. Try not to get killed out there. And with that, she turns and joins Summer at the exit, and the two of them take off into the streets of Rosewick, leaving all of
About
you.
what time?
At this point, it's pretty early. I'd say it's like just about to hit like noon now. I'd say it's like 11.
Do you guys want to start going towards the farm so we can check out this sleeping curse?
I think the sooner we go, the better.
Is it okay? Just for my own, just so I can get a feel of like
Preference, yeah.
where we're going. Do you know how far north? Like, is it going towards Barbarous or?
No, so you're
Northeast.
you're heading northeast, which would be towards the Weiss and Connaught, I believe. Let me pull up my map to check.
Okay.
I'll go get the cart and horses.
Yes, the Weiss and Sardom, but yes. Just head northeast towards the Weiss and Sardom. It's like right on the border. It's just like a day's trip, basically.
Okay.
You know the forest to be pretty thick that way. Tuco, you passed through that region on the way here. You would know that yeah, that part of the forest is very thick and difficult to traverse. Not that it can't be done. You obviously did it, but you know it, like, basically it's a short distance. It's mostly the rugged terrain, and obviously with rugged terrain in a forest, it's easy to get lost.
Kiddo's still with us, right?
Yes, although two quick side notes. You would know that the cart and horses were left in Fuse when you came here, so you do not have a cart and horses right now unless you want to go back to Fuse. And
yeah.
Buy a new one. Jeez.
Caleb gives all of you a nod, and all right, let me just fix.
Oh, so I'm back.
Oh well, in that case, you can do it. I was just about to cover what you texted me.
Yeah. So Caleb's just gonna look to Dimitri like, okay, Mr. Crappy Pants, let's go back to the room and I'll fix your hair color.
Isn't the curse more important? Just do that.
It won't take long.
Yeah, it doesn't
Besides,
take long.
We're probably going to have some setup we're going to have to do before we leave, so we probably won't leave immediately. Oh, you're the one who was complaining about your hair color being all messed up.
You're the one who insisted on giving me a bath!
You didn't do that.
Well, I'm going to fix the problem.
I want to go.
Honey.
I want to go buy a cart and horse, or at least rent one.
All right, what's his heading into town? Caleb heading upstairs. Lucian?
I'm gonna ask the remaining party, should we get like an ETA from Goat Man?
The party is silent, kind of looking a little uncertain.
Oh, you know, the alchemist. Cricket.
Yeah, I don't think we have one.
Well, what I mean is, should we get like an ETA from him?
I know.
Like, see how far he is.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But I mean, it's up to you, really. Your spell slots, your magic.
I will do it tonight before I do my meditation.
Well, if we do that tonight, how are you going to contact them to let them know when he's going to be here? It'd be better to go ahead and do it now, don't you think?
Yeah, I can do it more than once.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Tuco, is there anything specific you'd like to do? It seems for now the party is just kind of taking care of any business they have in town. Your next journey is going to be heading northeast to Badra Farms to see if the hints leading you that way amount to anything.
I want to grab some components.
Don't forget, he said Tuco, love.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I suppose I'll have him going to look around for, I guess, more medicinal stuff.
Sure. Okay. Zephyr, anything from you?
Well, technically it's been 2 days, so I guess he could, might as well stop by the blacksmith or the locksmith and see if he's finished with that. If he is, and I'll pick up his new lock.
Okay.
I'll join him. And I need to get some components anyway.
Okay, so Zephyr, Lucian, and What's-His heading into town to do some shopping. Caleb heading upstairs to tend to his boyfriend's bad hair day. Tuco joining the shopping
Caleb
crew.
had a question for him.
All right. So
Sure.
that can start with you. So Caleb's heading upstairs. Everyone else is heading into town.
I'm just gonna ask Dimitri. So I'm going to use the stuff from my disguise kit. This stuff is pretty permanent. Is the color you have now what you want, or do you want your original color or something different?
It's not really a matter of preference. It's a matter of necessity. But I don't hate it. But my original hair, I think, was fine. Honestly, given that so far everything seems to be going smoothly, I was probably just going to let it fade over time. After all, with you being king, or co-regent, and he does air quotes, I'm sure I can get a pardon for the manslaughter charges.
Very well. I should have something that can help with that. I assume like a disguise kit would also have like removal stuff, right?
Yeah.
I should have something that can help speed the process along a little.
You know, you don't have to keep making these excuses to put your hands on me.
Oh, and you don't, Mr. Oh, I can't see you. Let me feel where you are.
That is medical necessity. This, and he gestures to you in front of him, this is... And he kind of seems to be at a loss for words, but, and eventually just kind of settles into the seat you've prepared for him. This is fine.
It was like, oh, you act like you don't enjoy the feeling. Sorry, that's not. That came out wrong. You act like you don't enjoy. You act like you don't enjoy what I said. That's better. That doesn't sound wrong. To me, at least. Basically, he's saying he acts like he doesn't.
Yeah, I got it,
putting
don't
his
worry.
hand.
The rest of
Because
you...
he was joking about Caleb doing that.
I got it. You're good. The rest of you make your way out into Rosewick and prepare to do some shopping. Zephyr, I believe you've already paid for the locks. You just need to receive them, right?
Yeah, you mentioned it was about 2 days. So
Yeah.
So he's like, maybe they're ready
Okay.
by now.
All right. You guys take a pit stop to the locksmith, and Zephyr receives. Just correct me to make sure I'm remembering this right. You had asked for one really complex custom lock and one just really easy, basic crackable lock.
I could, if I'm not mistaken, he already had an already good lock. He already had most of the locks, but mainly
Yeah, like a lock that even you couldn't crack. So
Yeah,
so
but
you.
I got like a magical lock that resets itself.
Mm-hmm. All right. Zephyr, on reaching the locksmith, receives a small handful of very colorful, exotic material locks. Zephyr, seeing again, you've already paid for them. You may add the different locks you requested into your inventory. Just make sure you let me know which one you're using on different things, so that I can note that in case there's an attempt on your possessions. Not that would ever happen, obviously, but
Hey, I haven't done that for a long time.
I don't think it
Or
was
an
really
attempt
hard.
on your life.
But I mean, are these custom locks? Have you added a custom lock thing yet?
Not on D&D Beyond yet, but you can just add basically go and add a temporary item, and then I will make them over the week.
I've added like 3 locks to my inventory.
So yeah, you're good. Sorry. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Next up, what's his? What would you like to pick up from the stable?
A good horse and a cart.
Okay.
Fuck our old horse and cart.
I mean, they're like literally like a city away. So.
Yeah, and I'm just renting them. I'm not like flat out buying them.
All right. If you're renting them, how long do you want to rent them for?
Let's see. They said that this was a day away.
Yeah, but bear in mind it is very hard to cross terrain, so it may take a little bit longer. And not to mention there may be time you're out there. Uh, um,
I'll go for a week.
Okay. So renting a basic drafting horse and a cart for a week, along with the necessary bits and boodles. Uh, doo doo doo. Mm-hmm. That will be 227 gold and 5 silver.
I would do. You said 225.
227 and 5 silver.
I would do 228. 5
Okay.
silver tip.
The stable hand thanks you profusely, and all they ask is that you make sure the horse gets back safely.
I'll do my best. We're heading to the Pager Farm, so.
Debaja Farms. Haven't thought about that place in a while.
Yeah.
I remember when the king and queen first met. They were obsessed with each other.
You act like they're still knots.
You got me there.
But I'll do my best to bring back the horse in one piece.
Thank you, sir.
Does it have a name, by the way?
Oh, that one? And yeah,
Yeah.
gestures to the one you bought. Hang on, I got its deed around here somewhere. And seeing as the deeds, you notice as he files through like a small folder of them, all seem to be of different colors and typefaces. You realize these horses are probably stolen from other nations' caravans.
Hey, I would expect nothing less. There's a thief, by the way. You know.
Oh no, of course, just more like you notice it. That one is Scribbles.
Interesting name. I'll keep that in mind. And I
didn't
almost
pick it.
forgot. What is your name, by the way?
Oh, Tony Abrams. And he holds out a hand.
What's his theory?
That sounds familiar. Hold on, don't tell me. Nah, I don't have it.
It's okay.
Well, pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and don't take the bring the horse back thing as invitation to not bring the cart back. I'm gonna have to charge you triple if you break it and double if you're late.
Yeah, we should be back in plenty of time with both.
He gives you a salute and allows you all to be off. Scribbles, the new draft horse you've acquired, is a relatively stocky. They're a little on the small side for a draft horse, but they're stocky, pretty strong looking, and they have this kind of dull, like graphite gray coat with black mane.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him pets and just get him ready to go.
Scribbles kind of and like Tuco, you notice this as like other than Caro, probably the most like animal intuitive of the group so far. You notice that Scribbles seems like kind of odd in some way. You can't quite put your finger on it, but like as What's-His pets them and like hooks them up to the cart and makes all the preparations for a potential trip. Scribbles is kind of like twitchy and like jerking its head around all the time. Not even aggressively, more just like it seems like this horse either has something kind of off about it or it's just really, really hyper for a horse.
You can see Tuco's expression just kind of, his lips kind of quirk because he's like,
Do I notice anything off about this horse?
I mean, like, you notice it, it's just like, it's more obvious to those who are like kind of animal intuitive. Like, someone who doesn't know animals very well could easily chalk it up to like, oh, it's just nervous, it doesn't know me.
Oh, come on. He does know horses. He's used them in the military.
True.
He had to take care of them.
I mean, like I said, it's more. I'm not making you roll for it. It's more up to you if you notice it or not. I was just like, I was more just noting that like Tuco like is the first to observe it.
Fair enough.
Lucian, you wanted to grab some spellcasting components. Did you have anything specific, or more just like basically doing some errand runs?
I just need, because I already have 3. I just need 1 more. I need a diamond worth at least 300
Okay.
gold.
You got enough money for that?
Yes, I have plenty, but thank you.
Okay.
And Tuco, going over the list of things you have, you have all of the ingredients you have for your current concoctions pretty much on hand. However, if you wish, you can look around and see if they're offering up any like unusual creations and concoctions.
Ooh! Could I do that too?
If you wish. Tuco, do you wish to?
Do I wish to what?
Basically, like you already have most of the ingredients you need for your current creations. So basically, you basically don't need to buy anything. Like you're fine, but you can look around to see if they're selling just anything interesting while you're in the
Sure.
area.
He'll do that.
Okay. Tuco, roll investigation with advantage.
Oh, she's so flat.
Yeah, Tuco's player has a new kitten, and they are in love.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
can you
got
puppy
a
and I in that?
17 with advantage. What does that mean?
Roll twice, take the higher result.
Okay. 16.
No, you can't eat my
So I'll
dice.
take the 17.
Okay.
All right. So, and an investigation. I have a +6, so 17 plus 6.
18, 19, 20, 23.
23.
All right. All right. Very good.
Mama.
It's animal love all around. As you guys get to the tail end of your shopping trip, I'll say at this point it's like about 4 or 5. Zephyr, you've picked up your locks. Lucian, you're able to find a jeweler who's willing to part with a diamond to fuel your spell. You retrieve Scribbles the horse. Tuco, that just leaves your chemical shopping, which Lucian seems interested and kind of aids you in looking around. And eventually, you are able to find a Tabadran who claims to be an herbalist. However, acting on a hunch, you guys enter and find yourself in a rather kind of odd-smelling small building. And after a moment, a woman dressed in like all black widower's garb leans around one of the shelves and you can see she's an older woman, graying hair, those kind of like crescent moon spectacles hanging low over her nose by one of those little small chains. And she gives a smile as all of you enter. She seems pale, like she doesn't get out that much. And hello. I don't get visitors that often. Welcome to my herbalism shop. What can I help you with? Do you need a cure, a concoction, a poison, a potion?
What do you got?
I was looking to see in general if you had any good healing potions.
Yes, healing potions. We have plenty. How many would you like? And how powerful of a dosage are you needing? You all look like you're rather strong adventurers. And she kind of looks you up and down and smiles.
And very prone to getting injured.
I can tell your arms.
Ow. Do you have to sit there?
I have potions of minor healing, greater healing, and superior healing. I'm afraid I don't have any supreme healing in stock, though.
I'll take one. How much for the superior?
Yeah.
One dosage will, for such a selection of handsome adventurers, 2,000 gold for a dose.
Does that sound fair?
Make a insight check. And
Oh,
Tuke, I will
that would
say.
that would almost clean me out.
Mhm.
14.
You know that this is like standard price for them, so she's kind of selling you for a little bit below market price, presumably because these were acquired illegally.
Mhm.
But you do know that the price is more than fair. Like if you went somewhere else, it would actually be pricier. But you know, back home they sell these things for 2,500.
And
Tuka,
how much
if
do they heal for?
A potion of superior healing. Let me pull that up.
Sorry, Lucian wasn't trying to talk over you.
oh no, I was just gonna say, I can help Tuka buy buy one. I have like 2,000 on me right now.
And a potion of superior healing heals you for 8d4 plus 8 hit points.
That's not horrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can buy it. It's gonna be a lot. I want to see. I guess table it for now, and I want to see what else they have in stock, just in general.
How many do you have?
Superior healing. I have 3 doses on hand at the moment, but I can always whip up more.
I'll take all 3, and I'll pass one to Tuco.
Here you are, sir. And for the aspiring halfling, thinking of becoming an herbalist yourself, are we? Well, I happen to have plenty of things you may be interested in. Tell me, what are you looking for? Contact poisons, ingested poisons, poisons for weapons. I also sell a variety of potions.
Hmm.
What kind of
I
potions
could
do you
certainly
have?
take contact poisons.
Contact poisons, some of my favorite. Here, and they start to kind of go around and like gather up a few. Um, and Lucian, what did you say while I'm pulling up the contact poisons she offers?
Oh, I was just inquiring about what other potions, what constitutes as an other as far as potions go.
All right. She gives you a smile and, oh, I will be right with you as soon as I help your darling little halfling friend. And Tuco, she kind of rifles through a few shelves for a moment and seems to be very happy with what she finds. And, all right, all right, all right. Now, you look like somebody who's rather familiar with these sorts of things, but I have Tears of Death. And they put a small, kind of crystalline blue vial in front of you. Very powerful stuff. That it's a nerve agent, paralytic, and it can work for up to an hour.
Hugo just grins. I'll take it.
Oh, of course, dear. Would you like to see what else we have, or have I already sold you on the Tears of Death?
You could see him just sort of. You can see. I'll let you keep going, but you've that's already a favorite.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, we do have cockatrice venom. Petrify your victims if you want to, shall we say, keep some decorative hostages.
You can see Tuco grinning at the thought, but he's like, "Oh, but I've got nobody I would think to want to make a statue for that long."
I always say to my customers, it is better to have and not need than need and not have.
Yeah, statue work sells very well for the right buyer.
You could make a
I
statue out of, well, you know.
And this one a little bit rarer, but this is engineered from a fungus that grows in the Underdark. And she pulls free Tuco what is a very familiar looking toxin to you, bright caustic yellow. Um,
Hey, you probably got that off. You got that off an underling, didn't you?
What, dear?
That poison.
Oh, this comes from Underdark fungus.
Oh, I see. I see.
It slows down the reflexes, weakens the body, leaves you quite sick for quite a while. Its effects are unfortunately temporary, but it can last you for at least a minute or so, giving you more than enough time to get an edge over your opponent as the poison slowly saps away at them.
All right, so I'm interested in number 1 and the last one.
All right. If you are interested in my spore toxin, this will run you 1,125 a dose. And for the tears of death, she pauses for a second, and you notice her gaze kind of flick to What's-His again, and she smiles and, oh, 5,000 gold, but as long as I get a moment alone with your friend. And she gives you a smile, What's-His.
Hmm.
I'll
Must have
narrow
robbed you
my eyes at
blind.
him. Aren't you engaged?
Yeah.
Oh,
If
what
there's
they don't
someone
know
else-
won't hurt them.
Do you know who I'm engaged to?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You don't seem familiar to me, sir.
Summer to Vedra.
She pauses. All right, I'll tell you what. Don't tell her about this, and I'll give you a discount at
I'll pay
2,000.
you three. I was gonna say I'll 2,000 will do just fine, and our lips are sealed.
Thank you, sir. I apologize for the confusion. 2,000 gold, and here are your tears of death. And she kind of hurriedly gives you the vial, Tuco, and holds out her long-fingered hands towards What's-His.
Oh, you see Tuka kind of look, just give like a you go, dude. Fist pump.
And I will pass. It was 3,125 for all the for both. Correct.
Yes.
I will pass her the required amount for one dose of each.
Okay. So you're gonna
What was
throw
the
in
actual thing?
the fungal poison as well?
Yeah, I was gonna cover both.
Okay.
Oh,
So
cool.
Like I'm very well off right now, so he's wanting to help out as much as he can.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
and
So, it's
uh,
death.
yeah,
Is that the thing?
I'll have to put them on D&D Beyond, but I'll go ahead and just tell you what they do. You're an herbalist, so you could probably just figure it out anyway. Tears of Death is a contact poison. They have to make a DC 22 Constitution save, or for the next hour, take 1d6 con damage every minute and be paralyzed at the poison's onset. The fungal poison, which Tuka I will say as a freebie, you know that they're making it the same way that the Slitherites do, but this is a weaker version because the Slitherites know how to make a good poison. They're kind of, these people aren't native to the Underdark, so they're kind of having to like finagle it. Constitution save 20. It lasts for a minute, but during that minute they will be poisoned, which gives them disadvantage on pretty much everything, and they will take a -1 to Constitution for every round the poison is active, and -1 D4 to Dexterity over the course of the poison's effect.
Nice.
So basically, use the fungus if you want to lower their stats and give them disadvantage. Use the Tears of Death if you just want them to not go anywhere and probably die.
If you just want them to eat shit and die.
Yeah. All right, if you're satisfied, you, my fine elvish lady, what would you be in the market for? You're more interested in my beneficial creations, yes?
Yeah, I'm very interested in what other stuff you have.
Well, To avoid any further confusion, do you have a price range?
I'm covering her as well.
I mean, are you sure?
Yeah. Why not?
Well, Mr. Moneybags. And she starts to again rifle through some crates of different vials. Let's see here. Da da da. And she pulls up one potion. A potion that allows you to speak any language.
Ooh.
I do have a shrinking
But
potion.
not rude. A shrinking
A
potion?
shrinking potion? Oh my god.
I'm very interested. I'm very interested.
No,
in that
I'm
shrinking
interested
potion.
too. I am very interested in the shrinking potion.
Do you have one to make you grow?
I do.
I can do that.
Potions of growth. Let me see. And I will say, Tuco, yeah, you already have growth and shrinking potions on you. You can engineer
Oh,
them as you
sick.
wish.
Nice.
But she will still answer the question. Potion of growth. Let me see here. Potion of growth. Let's see. Potion of contagion. No. Potion of warping. No. Potion of. I don't even know why I have that anymore.
What is it?
I'm afraid I don't have any growth potions on hand at the moment. Sorry.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I can do some studying and we'll see if I can maybe help you with that.
Oh, wait. It's here in the back. Nobody's wanted one of these for a while. Yes, I do happen to have a growth potion. They go for rather cheap, too, as I said. As you can imagine, people around here aren't exactly interested in making their targets larger than them. But for 50 gold, the potion is yours.
It's not for target. It's for myself. You'd be surprised at some of the size of objects we have to fight.
Well, as I said, 50 gold a dose. However, if you want something a little bit stronger, this dosage for a man of your physique would likely get you to be about 15 feet tall, but I can increase the dosage.
He just uses that whenever he has alone time with her.
And what are we talking about for size?
As
I'm
in,
over here giggling like a fucking child.
to clarify, and you can see you have her interest.
In height.
What is the largest I can make you?
Correct.
Oh. The largest I've ever been able to engineer with a single dose is 65 feet.
Holy fuck.
Holy shit.
What about for, let's do 40 feet. Can you do that?
It will cost you a bit more and take me some time. Let me see here. And you can see she's already breaking out the, chemistry set. 40 feet, let's see here. It certainly can be done. It'll be a bit difficult to get that specific.
Just around that would be plenty fine for me.
Let's see. Yes, I can do 30 feet. Any more than that, and you may risk some side effects.
Okay, 30 feet will suffice. And how much are we talking about per dose on that one?
If you wish to have yourself a rather large day,
Oh boy.
to get you, a man your size, up to that large, I would recommend 3 doses. 2 would be the minimum, but bear in mind, some of it is going to get filtered into your immune system. We want to make absolutely certain all of the doses take effect. So, 150 gold. Bear in mind, it doesn't last for very long, but it should be enough to get you through whatever you need to deal with, such as these large opponents of yours.
And roughly how long does it last?
It should last you about a minute, dear. However, I can make it last a little bit longer.
That might be better because I do have magic. So I
Oh,
can't do
well.
that for you, Wesses.
Oh, well, what need do you have for chemicals then? I'll just take back my poisons then.
Yeah, magic.
You can just does that
No magic
catnip.
for other things. How long can you make it last?
It's, again, going to take me some time. This one I would probably need to custom engineer. How long are you wanting exactly?
Let's say 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
She kind of puts a hand to her hair and 5 minutes. She does some mental math, by which I mean I'm breaking out a calculator.
Yeah, no worries.
I did want to do a couple things.
Of course.
Okay.
750 for 5 minutes, dear. And I'm going to need some time. The potion needs to brew, and I need to make absolutely certain that everything is filtered correctly.
And how much time would you need?
She thinks for a moment, kind of closes her eyes, and
Well, few days.
oh, nothing like that, dear. I simply need a few hours. Come back at the stroke of midnight. Around then I should be done. Although you're free to come pick it up in the morning. These potions keep for a good while.
Okay, and let's see, 150. I'll do 10 doses.
Very well.
That's 1,500.
Very well. And she holds out her hand, seeming delighted by the amount of gold you're giving her. And leave it to me, sir. I will have you towering over your opponents in no time. Is there anything else I can help you find rich people with?
Well, I did.
She's still
was
looking.
curious. Yeah, I did get interrupted. There were. I guess. Could you go over all the other ones that you had?
Well, I have quite a few in stock, dear. What are you looking for? Do you need combat potions, potions of utility, potions for travel? I have all sorts of things, dear. I just need to know what you're looking for.
I don't know what I'm looking for. I just am looking.
Ah, window shopping, are you? Let's see.
Well,
Well,
Lucian, how about something unique? Like something that you've never seen before. To see if they might have anything like that. I know you're always curious to try something new.
Not a bad idea actually. Do you have anything unique?
uh, well,
That you're
unique is
most proud of and would love to show
Ah,
off.
definitely, yes, that one. That's a great idea.
that I can do. And she seems like she knows what she's looking for as she like rifles again through everything. And this one is quite popular among the locals. And she pulls up a potion and sets what appears to be a brilliant, like almost diamond blue potion. And Zephyr, this one will likely strike your attention. Non-detection.
Ooh.
Take this potion, and for the next hour, even mages can't find you. A crystal ball won't detect you. The most powerful sorcerer in the world could cast the best scrying spell, and you would be completely below their radar.
How much?
800 for a dose.
I will.
Sold.
I will go in. I got. I mean, I could pay for one dose. Could you help with this? If how long do you do that?
One
She said an
hour.
hour.
How many doses do you have?
I can always prepare more. How many are you looking for?
You
Let's see,
said it was
there's
800 gold.
Yeah, eight
Five
hundred,
of us?
basically 800 for an hour of immunity to scrying spells.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Somebody math for me.
Well,
Well,
what
how
are we
many?
mathing? Yeah, like what are we mathing?
Maybe like one for everyone.
All
So that'd
right.
be what? There's 5 of us, or correct?
Yeah, not counting
Mm-hmm.
Caro. So yeah, there is
Six,
yeah,
four
five in
Well,
the
thousand
party.
800. For 6 of us counting Caro, that'd be 4,800.
Wes is could you help me with like 4,800 gold? Because I can only pay for one for myself, and I don't want to be selfish.
Yeah, I passed 4,800.
Cool beans. I'll pass them to the people that are present, and
Big
then
spender.
when I meet up
Zephyr
with the
will
others, I
Zephyr
will
will
hand it.
refuse.
More for me, I guess.
Will there be anything else,
Um,
my dears?
do you have any? Do you have any suggestions where I could find like an amulet of non-detection?
I'm afraid, given the nature of our economic situation, we don't typically deal in magic items. However, if that sort of thing is what interests you, I would recommend heading northeast. The Wysons typically deal in that sort of thing.
Hmm. Lucky us.
There's
Why,
also
thank you,
Autumnfall
sir.
to the west.
And what was your name? I don't think I caught your name. What is your name?
Oh, oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Uh, and she gives a little curtsy with her widow's dress. You may call me Hera.
Ah, nice to meet you. I'm Lucian.
And there's one other thing, I don't know if you might have it. A potion to keep you awake against magic.
Ah, looking for a cure against the curse, are we, dear?
Well, I've heard elves are immune, but only 2 of us are elves in this group.
Yes, I see. I do have what you're looking for. Given the circumstances, I will have to charge a pretty penny, but
Oh, if it'll help you, also know that we're going to deal with this curse at the moment.
I hope you fare better than the previous ones who have tried, dear.
Eh, we fought worse.
I have a potion to remove it when it happens, and while I'm afraid I don't have anything that can grant permanent immunity, if I had something like that, you can imagine I'd be, well, my shop would be much larger, let's put it that way.
Of course.
But I do have a potion that can temporarily keep you safe and awaken those who have been already put under.
And how much would that cost?
750.
And how long does it last?
If you go with the removal, it'll wake them up, but you have to keep them awake. If you go with the one to keep you safe, I'm afraid it only lasts for an hour. Most who come in here have to get multiple doses or just settle in for a quick nap while it's safe.
And, how much for the one that lasts an hour?
For that, you'll need to give me some time to engineer some new doses, but 750 for a dose.
Let's see. Let's do 8 of those. So let's see. 5,600 sound okay?
Of course, dear. I'll have your orders ready by tonight.
and I will be back to collect.
Thank you, dear. Thank you all for your business. I hope to hear from you again. Try not to die out there.
I try not to repeat actions like that.
Oh, that sounds like quite the story.
Yeah, if only I could remember.
Oh, the things that evade us. All right. Is everyone satisfied?
I am. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Make sure you all have noted down what you ordered just so I can pull them back up as needed. Caleb.
Yes.
As a few hours go by, you have more than enough time to do what you set out to do with Dimitri. The dye is still there's still parts of his hair that have the red dye, but you can see his natural kind of blackish brown coming through more clearly by the hour. And is there anything you wish to do or say while you are with him before the party returns?
He's just going, because he said since he's still kind of irritated, I assume, right?
Yeah, he's certainly not thrilled, but he's since it's just the two of you now, he's being quieter.
I was gonna say that Caleb is going to be very affectionate. Being
Okay.
very close to him, so have a seat, be like, see what you get whenever you clean up?
Don't push it.
Yeah, Caleb will just be kind of very affectionate and kind of cuddly with him.
Cute. You all return from your shopping trip. By now, it is again. I'd say by this point it's about like 6 or 7. It's getting pretty late now. If it weren't for the curse, you imagine most of the Tebadrians would be gearing up for at least gearing up to settle in for the night at this point. You all return to the Bear's Lodge. The sisters greet you. Oh, sorry. The sisters greet you as you enter.
What an interesting day this has been.
Yeah.
As you all find your seating, I'll say, Caleb, unless you doth protest, I'll say at some point the two of you come down to rejoin the party.
Yeah, Caleb will still be trying to make it worth his while, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Dimitri and Caleb join you as all of you come in bearing chemical vials, got the horse and cart tied up outside. It's been a busy day. Zephyr, your pockets jingle with locks.
We all look ready to poison an army.
Who knows? We might.
I'm sure at some point we'll have to do that.
Dimitri kind of tilts his head towards Tuco and just, the halfling's even clinkier than usual. Miezdu at this point leans down to you, Caleb, and all of you can hear this. Just he's like directing it to Caleb. Caleb, there you are. Someone came in earlier looking for you.
Who was it?
Didn't give his name. Gray hair, glasses, wore a lot of green.
Does it sound familiar to Caleb?
Roll history.
Activating light.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Who walked in?
Well, nobody's walking in. Miezdu just said that somebody was looking for Caleb. And when Caleb asked who it was, they said he didn't give his name, but he had gray hair, glasses, and wore a lot of green.
15.
Oh no.
Lucian, I believe you recall who it is already. And Caleb,
Oh,
after
yeah.
racking your brain for a moment, you recognize the description of the vampire that almost stumbled across your camp back in Autumnfall. He followed
This
you.
guy again.
Do you know where he went?
Does Caleb know that he was a vampire?
You suspect it. You never got any proof. Just you suspect it.
Caleb's like, well, I would suggest stocking up on wooden stakes.
Ominous.
That would kill anyone, Caleb.
Well, garlic, if it's actually usable. I don't know if it actually works on them or not.
Oh, would I know? Would I know what would work against a vampire? Since I'm all, knowledgey and magic and shit.
Since I'm all knowledge, we're literally doing this.
Yeah, that's the best way to prove how smart you are.
I'm all
Just like, yeah, I'm all intelligent-y.
Knowledgey, I'm all smart.
Listen, I am
Nothing to do
fucking,
with magic.
I am in space right now.
Roll. I'll say roll Arcana. All right, now this is a disease. Roll Nature.
Okay.
And
Nature.
do you know where he went?
He lingered around the lodge, presumably to see if Caleb would come back.
I
But
can't-
after he didn't see anybody for a few hours, he took off into the city. I don't know where.
Hang on. There we go.
Did you have to
18.
invite him in?
No, he just came up to the bar.
And he's probably not the vampire. 18.
So to answer the specific question you had asked, it repels them, but it does not harm them.
Okay. Do I know any other weaknesses, traits, stuff like that?
Sunlight.
Well, duh.
Well, actually, that is actually a fair point, because my setting is more based on traditional mythology rather than like popular thoughts. The sun actually does not harm them, however, they cannot use their magical abilities in sunlight.
Okay.
As for weaknesses,
Disable their magical weaknesses?
Yeah.
no, it just basically they can't transform, they can't like do any magic, things like that. Lucian, their biggest weaknesses are during the day they go into a comatose sleep. While they can be active during the day, they have to sleep at some point, just like we do, and their sleep is very deep. Many people say it's akin to being dead.
Okay.
Religious symbology repels them just like garlic does. Anything that's blessed by either a priest or a god will chase them off. And that if ammunition like arrows or crossbow bolts are blessed, they are far more effective against them. And while this is more of a danger than a traditional weakness, you also know that if they see fresh blood, they fly into a rage and just animalistically attack the target, which can be advantageous if you're luring them into a trap, but obviously poses its own dangers.
Okay.
Especially with our blood.
So Lucian will just kind of be like, well, first off, we need to be very careful if he is a vampire, for obvious reasons. But if you would like, Miss Du, I can ward your tavern. It will repel him, but it won't do much more than that.
Does the tavern not
Killing him will be hard.
What, Caleb?
Caleb's just trying to contemplate how he didn't need to be invited in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
does a tavern not count as a house?
Well, it's a public place, so I don't imagine that he actually needs. You have a welcome mat?
No, I have one of my daughters greet everyone who comes in, make sure they're on the up and up.
Well, I guess
Does
that's
that count?
technically.
Wait, are you saying this person's infected?
And
No, this
not the same
person
way.
they're a monster. They're a vampire. They suck your blood and
I
Yeah,
thought it
we
was
met
they
him.
kill
Upire.
you. I
And honestly, Lucian, you're forgetting one thing. If this was just your usual Upire and everything, he's being very civil. This isn't your usual like run of the mill Upire here.
maybe
I
we
think
should
I
stop
think we
Depends
should
hunting.
on
meet
how he
him.
bleeds. Is it really Upire?
In Yav, yes. Vampire is a Perugia specific term.
Oh.
Basically, Lucian's using like the Greek scientific name for them, so to speak.
Yeah,
When Upire is like what your average person in Yav would call them, or Wordalak.
yeah. No,
Because
it's Lucian.
vampire specifically refers to infected who are loyal to Dracula, whereas these are just kind of neutral infected
Thought
who are
the
just doing
general term was Nosferatu.
that's what it is in English, so, essentially English, but Yav has its own dialect.
Okay.
We're speaking English because we're super like uncultured. But remember, in canon, you guys are all speaking effectively Russian.
Yeah.
So if I actually speak Russian, does it turn into like Latin?
That'd be pretty funny, but I don't think that's true. I'm gonna.
I, for one, want to go find this Upire. I think he's wanting something, and it'd
Well,
be rude to keep him waiting.
yeah, sure. But we have bigger fish to fry.
Unless he has information that could help us. If
I
he's been around
don't.
this area in the woods, he might know something.
And what if he wants to attack us? What if it turns
Then
into a
he would be
thing?
stupid. He'll go to a big city full of people who love to kill and steal.
More stealing than killing.
Yeah.
Well, most of the
Killing
time
is
y'all
more
kill
of a
to
side
steal.
effect. What would you say, Uncle Miester? It's more of a side effect, right?
Something like that. But if this monster is a danger to my family, I don't want it near us.
Did you happen to say where it? Uh, I guess he went.
He said he went into the city.
Yeah, towards the castle, but who knows where he went from there.
You said it's daytime right about now, Matt.
Yeah, the sun is going down, but yes, it is still daylight out. I would say you have about 2 more hours of daylight.
Well, he's got 2 more hours of daylight, so he's either resting or he's trying to find a place where, he can do his vampire things.
More likely than not, he's resting. Let's give him till nightfall. He'll probably come back. I'll wait for him outside, just so he doesn't come inside.
But don't we have shit to do? I mean, we don't have time to
We're
sit
not
around
leaving
with
today. We were going
Why
to stay
not?
the night and head out in the morning.
We could leave now and be there tomorrow.
Yes, I would like to get plenty of sleep because I have a feeling I'm not going to be getting a lot of it in my future.
And I'm waiting on potions.
The original plan was to leave now, but then things seem to have changed after shopping.
We'll leave in the morning.
All right.
First thing in the morning before the sun comes up.
Gilgert, if you would be kind enough, please keep watch, and I'll have the girls stick together and watch the back door. Make sure this monster doesn't come anywhere near my family.
Nephew, I'm sorry.
I really don't think that he's going to be the monster we all think. It's just he doesn't seem like that. Why would he have followed us all the way here otherwise when he had easier prey?
It is strange. He did have us in the forest. Where there was
It
no one
just-
else around.
He wants something. He's curious.
This is the guy. Isn't this the same guy who's like trying to kill like witches?
No, that's a different character.
Different guy.
Okay, I for some reason thought they were the same character, so I was like, but
No,
you
that
know,
guy's dressed
that's why
up
I had
in
to check.
leather.
Okay,
Yeah, this
okay,
guy was
okay.
just wearing like a relatively nice suit.
Okay. Okay.
But I will stand watch. Y'all stay in here, get some rest for those of you that need it. I'll rest in the cart on the ride tomorrow.
Nestor, do you want me to at least try to ward your tavern?
If you could, I'd much appreciate it.
I'm gonna get out my Shiva amulet and my holy water and my anointing oil, and I'm gonna get to work.
And I will head outside to just stand outside leaning against the carriage and just wait. Keep an eye out for the description given.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I was going to note that, like, as they were talking about this, Caleb was going to do that thing. You know, the thing where someone is scared, and so they like grab the hold of someone.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do that with Dimitri.
Yeah, which Dimitri actually returns the gesture, seeming kind of unsettled by the idea that a Upire is stalking around Rosewick.
Where they suddenly took a very dark turn.
Why can't you guys ever have normal problems?
Honey, we're Sabajans. When have we ever had normal problems?
You hear from the distance from Lucian. You'd be surprised. This is actually pretty normal.
Yeah, for you! The worst I
Yeah,
ever had to
and
deal
I
with is
just-
guards.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, the worst you've dealt with seems to so far be being blamed for the death of all of your friends.
Yeah, but that's still just guards trying to kill me, not, monsters. That's what the walls are for.
What do I know about Upires? Do I know they're about maybe their heightened senses of some kind? Like, do they have extra good hearing or something?
Either this was covered in the session where you guys first encountered him. Yes, they do have. It's not like too. Basically, I would say it's like just shy of like superhuman. Like they're definitely incredibly sensitive, but like not to a degree that you would necessarily call completely unreasonable. Like it's something that you could counter if you had foreknowledge of it, essentially. Which
Okay.
is why you guys were really quiet whenever he first showed up, just in case.
Then Gil has something he wants to do as well while he's outside.
All right, we'll circle back to you. Zephyr, what are you doing?
Going to bed.
All right. Tuco?
Rip Tuco.
You're muted if you're talking.
Sorry, what?
I was just asking what Tuco was doing.
I'm gonna be honest. I am not quite certain for now. I'll just have him do whatever the majority's doing.
Okay.
Panicking.
Okay. Lucian, just so I know what you're doing, how do you intend to go about warding the lodge?
just like I'm gonna write in Celestial, and then I'm gonna write like a prayer in with my like a mixture of like my anointing oil and my holy water, and just like start praying to Shiva and asking her to protect it.
Okay.
So pretty much she's covering the doors, windows, and stuff like that.
Yeah, like doors, windows. Like she'll go to the front door and she'll like put put like a like dip her finger in the oil and like put the symbol of Shiva like on the door, but with like the oil, and it'll just essentially just pray over it, like you know, like the clerics do.
Yeah, okay. All right, and just so I know where you are doing this from the inside or from the outside?
I'm doing it from the inside, and
Okay.
then I will do it. I will also do it from the front face of the tavern.
Okay. Tuco, after a moment, heads up to join Zephyr in trying to get some sleep, leaving Caleb and
No.
Dimitri alone in the lodge, other than, of course, the customer base who has no idea of what's potentially happening, and the Miezdu and his daughters, who kind of, as the tavern starts to get ready to close up shop for the night, he files out to the back to basically just watch over his daughters while they keep watch on the back door in case this creature tries to slip in through the back instead. And Lucian, you and What's-His lie outside as you anoint the doorways with prayer, and What's-His just carefully watches up and down the street, which, given the nature of the city and the curse, there is still a flurry of activity, especially as people leave the lodge for the day and head home, presumably to try desperately to keep themselves awake by any means necessary. A few of them do look a little confused, as Miezdu typically does operate very late into the night, but he seems like he wants this place cleared out, and they look even more confused and kind of concerned as they see What's-His standing guard and Lucian painting what to them is kind of gobbledygook in oil. But they don't question it for now, just kind of look confused and kind of mumble amongst themselves as they disperse.
Okay. So, I was going to say, Gil did have something he wanted to do to help.
Yeah.
He's going to quietly, but loud enough to be heard by someone like the umpire, or upire, whatever you want to call him. So pretty much repeating the same phrase, "We know you're here. Come talk to us. We want, like, we don't want any violence."
Okay, noted. Lucian, as you conclude your anointment, is there anything else you wish to do?
I'll join. Sorry. What's this?
Okay. And Caleb?
Oh, sorry. What happened? I got distracted by gifts.
Basically, the elves are preparing for a potential vampire incursion. You and Dimitri are the only people left in the bar right now because Miezdu and the daughters went out back and he closed up early because he doesn't want people here in case it turns into a fight. What do you wish to do?
Caleb just sits there holding Dimitri and then just looks to him. I don't like being the only one in here.
Well, you're not the only one in here. I'm here.
Aww.
I don't like us being the only ones in here.
And this is when Matthew says, "Don't worry, I'm here too."
You want to head into the kitchen to be with your uncle?
Yeah, let's go in there.
He gives a nod and takes you by the hand as the two of you slip into the
Caleb
kitchens
just holds him by the arm.
to stay with Miezdu and the girls. Eventually, as Zephyr, Tuco, and Karo sleep, Caleb, Dimitri, the girls, and Miezdu watch over the back door in the kitchen, and the elves sit watch at the front door. And What's-His, every so often you just repeat, We know you're here. Come talk to us. The sun gradually begins to set. The Upire's domain sweeps over the land. As the sun fades in the distance, and you are left in the... Again, you can still hear the kind of ambient activity of the city. It's not like unnaturally quiet, but to know that any of those noises could be something dangerous only serves to unsettle you more. But eventually, as you say your phrase again, we know you're here, come talk to us. Down the road, the two elves, you're able to hear a of something tapping against the stonework.
Okay.
Down the
I'll pull
road.
out my. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'll pull out my wizard staff and make sure that my amulet is showing, just in case he's.
Okay.
I will move away from her just a little bit, just so we don't seem rude. You know, we are asking for a meeting, and you're, more or less insulting him for appearing.
Fair.
It doesn't hurt to be prepared.
Which is why I'm over
sure
here
he'll
now.
Okay. As you hear this tip tapping against this the cobblestone road growing closer, eventually you see him. The gray-haired figure that had confronted you, or attempted to, while you were hiding out in Autumnfall territory. You never got the chance to speak to him, but you just know that he's looking for you, and that's all you know, which only serves to make the man all the more unsettling. As he grows closer and you all get a better look at him, you see that he has adjusted his outfit slightly, likely just changing his clothes as he travels. You can see he's currently... The bulk of it hasn't changed. He has a dark, almost kind of dark emerald scarf, a mop of graying hair, bright gleaming green eyes, perking over a pair of crescent moon glasses, not dissimilar to the one you had seen the widower wearing. Although his are not attached by a chain and they appear a little damaged, likely time and travel has not been kind to a man with glasses. He wears a fine black suit, although on closer inspection it's not black, it's just a very, very dark green, and he has a emerald green ascot tucked into the arm of it. And you can see a light green undershirt poking out of the sleeves. And in his left hand, he wields the cane you had seen him using, which is now tapping against the cobble as he walks, which is creating that ticking sound you had heard. And and Lucian, you notice that the handle of the cane that he holds is full of winding gears and mechanisms, which I will say, Lucian, you recognize as being very similar in design to Barbarus's sword.
I grit my teeth.
When he sees the two of you, his expression lights up and he smiles. And he holds up his hand as he walks towards the two of you. Excuse me.
We know what you're looking for. We would like to talk, if you don't mind.
Oh, excellent. I was starting to get the impression you were avoiding me. Where's the rest of your traveling party?
Please don't take this badly. Some would rather sleep. The others are a little worried.
In truth, I may wish to join them on that. That's actually part of the reason I'd been traveling this road. And he knocks his cane against the wall of the Bear's Lodge. I was just coming here to retire for the night, and I just happened to run into you by chance.
Hmm.
But we may be of like mind. Uh, so I'm willing to speak to the two of you if that is your party's preference. I understand, given your circumstances, it may be rather unsettling to have someone like me attempting to ally myself with you, but I simply wish to pass on information before I resume my personal travels. I tried to find you among the Sun Dragon militia, but I'm afraid I was a bit late, and I was forced to pick up the trail you left behind.
Okay, so you see Lucian kind of like visibly relax, seeing that like. Do I get the impression that he's being truthful? That he's like mostly here to talk?
Roll insight.
Okay.
And we are correct to assume that you are. I guess the phrase here is a upire.
Oh, no, my boy, no, no. Oh, I'm.
If I might ask, what are you?
I am a man, just like you. Well, I'm a little more human than you, of course, but and he kind of
Ooh,
gives a shrug.
I got a natural 20, so 24.
Lucian, he's being honest. He's not lying. He is not a upire. He's just a normal human, and he just wants to talk.
Would you mind if I
you see her-
run one quick test?
Oh, of course, my boy.
She visibly relaxes.
I'll pass
No.
him a small dagger.
I mean, what?
I need you to cut yourself, just a little bit to draw blood.
Ah, testing for the ichor. Very smart. It took me a while to figure out that trick.
Who
And
are you?
what were you going to say, Miss Alephakir? I apologize. We boys got a little overzealous, didn't we?
Who are you exactly?
Oh, I'm just a fellow traveler. And he slices his palm, and he keeps his fingers over the wound to not reveal it yet. And he says, "Now, bear in mind, this may be startling, but I promise you it's not contagious." And as he unfurls his fingers, you both kind of are stunned. He does not bleed black, but he doesn't bleed red either. He bleeds a fine, brilliant, gleaming gold that illuminates his palm as it trickles down.
You're part god, aren't you?
More earned the favor of one enough. Like the great Perusian heroes of old. And he takes out a emerald green handkerchief and wraps his palm in it to stop the bleeding.
So, what exactly do you want to pass on?
Well, let's go
Oh,
get the others. Now that we know that nobody here is in danger
Yeah.
of him,
Yeah,
we can at
forgive
least
us.
let them know to, not
Relax.
kill him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive us. We thought you were a vampire.
oh, believe me, I've made my fair share of mistakes like that as well. No offense taken. I'll wait out here, shall I?
You don't
I'll
have
be-
to. You're welcome to come in.
I'll be just a minute, and
I'll
I
stay
will
up here with-
quickly go in.
I'll stay up here with him.
All right. Caleb, you hear some kind of like slightly distant conversation from the back door, but you can't catch it. But you hear the door of the tavern open, and What's-His enters the kitchen.
Matt, before they do that, I do want to make you aware. I do want to speak to him while we're alone.
Yeah, no worries. I'm
Okay.
just basically getting the rest of the party wrangled.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So yeah, Caleb, you see What's-His enter the kitchen. He seems uninjured.
Okay, guys. False alarm. Not a upire. He is mortal. And he's not infected with the ichor. And he does indeed want to talk. He has information that apparently he's been tracking us for quite a while to pass on. He's been following us since sun dragon, apparently.
You didn't need to be so creepy about it.
Well, it was
I love that.
odd timing, but he couldn't exactly see us. He only saw the animals and knew that they were connected to us. What was he supposed to do? Hey, I know you're here. You know,
I think
I
that'd be
mean you
even
no
creepier.
harm.
What did he say?
One of your cousins piped up that I think that'd be even creepier.
No, what did What's-his say?
Oh, well, what was he supposed to do? Just be like, "Hey, I know you're here. Come out."
Yeah, that probably would have been creepier.
But he would like to talk to us if that's okay. As I said, I tested him. No ichor. He's actually earned the favor of the gods, apparently. He bleeds gold.
You can see all three of the Blodoviches immediately glance and start kind of looking to each other, and you can already see the gears turning. Like,
Not
gold,
actual gold.
Ah, damn it!
It's only golden
I was
color.
thinking the same thing. Were you thinking the same thing, Dimitri?
Yeah, I'll admit it. Still, though, we could probably pawn it off on a few people if he's willing to part with some vials. Heck, if we just tell him it's god blood, we could probably sell it for more.
Yeah,
I would
do
rather
you
y'all
believe
not.
that God blood gives you powers or something?
You guys are the worst. I'm so
If-
glad
if
that
you-
Lucian's not there for that, because she'd just be
Like-
like, you guys are terrible.
You already pawned off alcohol for being something it's not. Let's not try to overdo it with blood. Let's just talk to the poor guy. He's come a long ways.
All right. Caleb, you want me to go get your brother?
We could tell him later. He likes to sleep.
I don't know. I think this might be beneficial for all of us. I don't want him
If you want
to
to go
be
wake him
left
up,
out.
be my guest.
I will.
All right.
I will go wake him up.
All right, Zephyr, there is a knock on your door.
I guess I'll enter it. You need something?
It's not a Upire, and he would like to talk to us. He's got information, which I know that you could appreciate. Thought you might be interested. Apparently, he's been tracking us for quite a while. Figured that we might have something we could learn.
Oh, I'm already awake, I guess.
All right.
But he's downstairs.
Lucian, you had something you wanted to talk to him about while you were alone? And he just smiles politely to you as the two of you wait outside.
Before I do say anything, do I see any emblems on him to indicate, like, which god he might have favor of?
Roll investigation.
Okay, I can do. Ooh. Me two, I think. Yeah.
You do not see any emblems that give away allegiance to God or to politics.
Okay. So she's just like, so are you gonna give us a name, or are you just gonna be Mr. Mysterious?
Oh, it's not an effort to be deliberately mysterious, my dear. More, frankly, I don't think any of you would believe me if I told you.
Me.
Very well. I am the lost emperor of Emporia.
Does that ring any bells?
Roll history.
I am fucking great at that. Okay.
Can Caleb try to roll history?
In the hair.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll, but because you may be able to recognize him by look, but yeah, I'll mention whenever you're out there. Lucian's alone with him right now, but yeah, go ahead and roll history, and if you recognize him, I'll let you know.
My bad. Cancel that.
Okay.
25.
You do know Kythera Emporia. They were essentially, you guys may probably don't remember, this was referenced way back in our very first session that the Emporian Emperor had vanished recently, and that was getting people talking that something might be wrong. Because he typically doesn't, or I say he, they typically don't leave unless there's like some kind of emergency. The main thing that gets your attention, Lucian, is that said disappearance was a very long time ago, and he is they are supposed to be dead. It was because of Kythera's disappearance that everyone, specifically Gyogre and Wicket, kind of took over for Emporia as the main enforcers of the Western Alliance. Eastern Alliance. They took over as the enforcers of the Eastern Alliance because the Emporian Empire just kind of went dark after Barbarous invaded.
Now, I know it's gonna sound silly, but as far as like familiar and politician wise, like what can I what history can I get from that?
What were they like as an emperor?
Yeah.
They were famously very kind, very smart. They spearheaded the war effort against Barbarous and founded the Eastern Alliance, which is to this day why Gyogre, Wicket, and all of them are allies. It was this guy's actions that did that. And you know that with that in mind, they're very smart, very strategic, certainly capable in battle, but they were never known to be cruel or imperialistic. The Emporian Empire is at the exact center of Yav, and everyone, they hold by far the most political sway in the entire region. Armies bow, scholars obey, everyone listens to the Emperor. Even if they are different countries, because being the center of the continent gives them a lot. They're at the center of everything that happens, and you know that their reputation for being a kind soul spread even further when their decision to marry a commoner a few decades ago was announced.
I think about this. This was in the story with the lady, correct?
Yes, the story of the Lady in White, that the great Emporian Emperor fell in love with the cursed commoner girl from the village of Chussets.
Okay. I didn't even need my notes for that. I remembered that on my own.
Oh, very good. I'll give you inspiration for that.
Okay. So there's this very interesting expression on her face. It's hard to gauge whether she doesn't know if she needs to bow or if she needs to maybe disbelieve his claim. There's a obvious mix of conflicting emotions and thoughts, and she's just like, I think we need to wait for the rest of the party to get.
I warned you. But they give an amused smile, seeming like they don't take offense to your disbelief.
Not that I don't believe you, because I came back from the dead, and so did Westies, and a whole shit ton of other people. It's just, I have a lot of questions as far as that goes, and she she gestures at like his wound. Deal.
I've waited this
But
long. I'm more than willing to wait.
I just don't think it's fair.
Caleb, if you're willing to go outside until before the rest of the party arrives, you may enter the scene at this point. You see Lucian standing outside talking to an old man in a
Were we
dark green
going out
suit.
there on our own? Were we going out there?
Well, yeah, because this is happening outside. So if you want to join in, you can. Or if you want to wait,
I didn't realize that he was still outside when he said that.
Yeah,
So
because
unless
I
the
was
others
planning
are
to
going
bring
out
them
there
all
and not-
inside.
Well, you had invited him inside, but he never took you up on it. Because he didn't want to freak everybody out by seeing that the supposed monster is just in the bar now. So I'll say, to reduce confusion, what's is as you descend down the stairs with Zephyr and Caleb, you emerge from the kitchen. What's is you may open the door and invite the two of them inside.
Okay, everybody's assembled. Please, if you will come in, and we can have our conversation.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me into your lovely home. And he ducks to enter the building. He's not like especially tall, but he does have a good few inches on the like more average height party members.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow and just kind of like sit myself down in that way of like I need to sit down, you know.
What's his Caleb Zephyr? You see, Lucian seems really thrown for some reason, and you don't know why. But as he sees Caleb and Zephyr, he gives a respectful bow and, Your Majesties, it's a pleasure. I never got the chance to engage in politicking with your people, but hopefully that pleasure will not be denied me for long.
And who exactly are you?
Just a friendly traveler on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to have to doubt.
Would you prefer my real answer? And he smirks and looks to Lucian, who's like sitting down and catching her breath.
Yeah, she's like holding her head, like trying to like grasp this concept.
I have to admit, I am curious for one. It's not very often she's lost for words.
It's true.
I am Kythera Emporia.
Now can Kayla roll history?
Absolutely.
And can I, like, would I have actually ever met him?
Roll history, I'll give you advantage.
Ooh.
I got a 15.
Alright,
Ooh.
noted. What's
Does
this?
my family have? Do I need to roll history again to know if my family had any dealings with him?
Yes. Or actually,
Okay.
no, I'll let you use your previous roll. I'll get back to you.
Thank
Okay.
goodness for advantage. The first one was a 6.
Okay?
The next one was a 22.
Okay. So 15, 22, and Lucian's previous roll. Alright. What's his? You never met the person directly. However, your father very, very frequently did. In fact, your father and Kythera were considered very close friends. It is often said that Kythera was one of the few humans that the Gyogren general really respected. He considered them a very close confidant. Your father would often leave on trips just to go see them. And it is said if there was any problem that failed the Stratocracy and like brought them to a halt, they would talk to Emporia about it. There was a time when the members of the Western Alliance were very, very close.
Eastern Alliance?
Yes, sorry. Like I don't know why. I keep getting them mixed up. That's on me. Sorry. Eastern. Thank you very much. Caleb, your empire is too young to have ever interacted with Emporia directly. However, you do know the stories. Kythera Emporia was effectively the closest Yav ever got to having a united leader. They were, again, said to be very kind, favored the common people, were very close to a lot of world leaders, and spearheaded the war effort against Barbarous before suddenly disappearing. And, of course, given that this has been talked about on screen already, you would know that, according to legend, Cathera fell in love with a cursed girl from the village of Chussets, who is now the Lady in White.
Well,
Any
you
questions?
certainly have a lot of explaining to do with your disappearing act.
Yeah, and there's more. There's more.
Also, you should know that apparently, like, a good chunk of your alliance are now part of this Scar Concord.
I'm afraid that's actually why I pulled my disappearing act. And Lucian, to answer your question before the dialogue continues, you did not meet them as in like have a sit down, but you have seen them. They would visit your manor periodically to discuss research
Okay.
with your father. So you
Okay.
saw they would visit your house, but they were basically just that weird house guest. You didn't really like contextualize who they were, that they were important.
Yeah.
Your
Like,
father basically
I've
just said,
seen-
"Be on your best behavior. You and your brother stay out of the way."
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
you do
yeah.
know he would visit the manor occasionally.
Okay.
No, it is nice to finally meet
She
you.
looks, she looks so stressed out.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Colonel. Your father spoke very highly of you.
I'm proud to hear that at least. Though, at the moment, I can't speak so highly for my father. I don't
No,
agree with what he's doing.
nor do I, I'm afraid. That's why I had to disappear, you see. When I realized that the Alliance was becoming compromised, I realized it was time for something new. But with me as the figurehead, the Alliance wasn't going away anytime soon. So my options were to turn against my comrades, to let the corruption seep across all of Yav, or start anew. Now, I've never been altogether attached to my nobility, so I was more than willing to live as a commoner. It's actually been a rather enlightening experience.
Lucian just kind of chuckles and
You
nods.
did a good job of kicking the conflict down the road for everyone else to deal with.
Oh, don't
Well,
make the mistake of thinking that I'm doing nothing, my boy. That's why I'm
he
here.
is here.
Yeah, let's let him explain, please. Please tell us everything.
In my travels, I have had one objective in mind. To find where the Lady in White is and how she can be defeated. And while some of that information still eludes me, there is information I have been able to gather. First, you should know. You already know that the Lady in White is in league with the alchemist Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
we've
this
met him.
her, if you can believe it.
Oh,
Oh no, I do.
oh, yeah, that alchemist. My bad. I was thinking about the one in
The goat man. No.
Ah,
Yeah.
the fellow from abroad.
yeah.
Very abroad.
That's certainly one way to put it. This concoction that Dynamite has engineered, it's not chemistry. And he looks to you, Lucian. I suspect that is why your efforts to find a cure have eluded you. You're trying to find scientific answers in what is a magical problem.
But I've tried to look at magical solutions too.
That's the thing. Alchemy is a fine mixture of both. My point is,
If it's magic, couldn't someone just, dispel it?
exactly. It's resistant to the cures for both, and it comes with the benefits of both. You see, this Ichor disease, Ichor beasts, I've heard you're calling them,
Mm-hmm.
they may seem like beasts, but that's not truly the case. They answer to a leader. Only one person in Yav is truly capable of controlling the Ichor.
Lady.
The lady.
I don't know how she did it. She made some sort of arrangement with the alchemist, and Dynamite is clearly brilliant in her own way.
Hmm.
They engineered a disease where, with a mere wave of a hand, the lady answers, and they respond. I'm here to warn you. Those of you who ichor flows through your blood, and he kind of does a quick head count, and I suppose it's for the best that we're here discussing this with us. If you try to confront the lady directly, she need merely wave her hand, and you will bow to her. As long as the ichor flows through your blood, you cannot defeat her.
Would you happen to know a way to get rid of it?
I'm afraid that information eludes me. However, I have reason to suspect that Dr. Knight, seeing as they were capable of granting the infection, perhaps they are best suited to know a way to remove it safely.
Well, we do know how to remove it, but the price that this guy's wanting is the goat man, the alchemist from afar, as you put it.
If I could
He
only,
knows the cure,
It's
but it's
if
me.
chancy.
if if only I could watch it be done, I could do it. I just need to see it.
There is another possibility. I think I might know where Dr. Knight got the disease from. Think about who her god is.
Ah, you suspect it's a
Who
chemical
else?
agent of the plague doctor.
Well, who else would have something this brilliant?
Though the kind of control aspect does. Maybe I'm a bit biased by what I live near, but it does remind me of Eat almost.
Hmm. Perhaps we're thinking too small. Zephyr, I know you do not prefer your royal title. May I ask you a question? And Austin, you're muted if you're talking.
I guess.
What do you remember of your childhood?
Hmm. Assuming I need roll history.
Yes.
Alright. 11.
All you recall is what's already been told to you. It was freezing cold, and your mother gave you up to Dinah Knight, who then gave you to Barbarous, who then gave you to your father.
Well, physical memories, I know nothing. But I've been told a couple things of me being passed around.
Have you ever wondered why that was?
Not much. I mean, I guess a little bit, but not really. A whole lot.
I suppose that's wisdom in its own way. It's useful to not get bogged down by wayward thoughts. Perhaps if I had your wisdom, I wouldn't be in the pickle I currently find myself in.
What's
My
the
point
pickle?
is, it's a personal matter, I'm afraid. But
Maybe we could help.
One thing at a time, Lucian.
I'm more interested in helping all of you. Zephyr, there's no easy way to tell you this, so I'm merely going to rip the bandage off. I have reason to suspect that they needed you because you are patient zero. If my theory is correct, it's possible you are the source of the contagion. In your travels, have you ever met anyone or anything like you? We call you a kobold, but you've met kobolds. They look nothing like you, do they not?
I guess I met with one but well, technically, shapeshifter. But I mean, there is one that is like me, I guess, has my blood inside.
You are something unique to this world, Zephyr Tepedra. And if my hunch is correct, that uniqueness is the source of our problems, but also may hold the solution.
Yeah, Lucian looks like she had that same realization.
As I said, saying that our alchemist friend comes from abroad is being somewhat generous with phrasing.
Not from.
We call you Kobold because that is our name for an entity of fire. And that is how you came to our world. On a great fire. And in its wake was you. You are not of this world, Zephyr Tepedra. Your blood holds the disease, but it may also hold the cure. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Holy shit.
Bombshell.
I'm just thinking, man, now, gonna want to experiment on me.
You already know. You already know she's thinking of plans A through Z to get that blood.
I have been sitting on that bombshell since the fucking beginning.
I love it. Damn.
And now Summer might want to have a look at him too.
But luckily, Summer doesn't know yet.
Yeah, and if Zephyr has it his way, she never will. You have all met the missing Emperor of Emporia, who comes offering a truce and a mutual agreement that the Scar Concord needs to be stopped. They suggest that Dinah Knight may possess the means of removing the contagion, as if you try to confront the Lady in White with the contagion still in your blood, she will bend you to her will like puppets, and you will obey her. The only way to confront her and beat this Concord for good is to cleanse what they did to you from your blood. And the answer may be within Zephyr, who is not a kobold at all. He is an alien beast from beyond this world who came to this world on a ball of fire, and as a result has been traded for his blood from kingdom to kingdom as they studied his biology to figure out if it could be useful. And in the end, the Ichor is what they created. Isn't it interesting, Zephyr, that the first thing Dr. Knight did when she met you and at the summer ball was that she wanted a sample of your blood to study?
I was just remembering that.
And then added to it.
Mm-hmm.
Zephyr's blood is the baseline for what creates the Ichor.
I have some interesting theories.
Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer who's discovered that one of her not closest friends is an alien. Check out our link.
That is too much.
Imagine Lucian's just like, you're an alien, I knew it!
I was about to have Caleb say, Zephyr, you're not from this world.
Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes posted on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get them from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions, as well as the Odd Tornado Productions YouTube channel to catch up on what you may have missed. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Human Rogues Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That is 5 with PH, don't get it wrong. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon, that link to be posted, on Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/oddtornadoproductions, and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/tornadoodd, TNO capitalized, to get live updates whenever we go live, and updates on all of our other work. If you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time for a Monday game, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters that are trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods, competing against dark elves, pirates, and technology-worshipping cultists. Thanks, everyone at the table, so much for playing. Thanks, everyone at home, so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.
Yay!